All right, we should be live. We got the first edition Dungeons and Dragons gang back in. We're missing a Dion tonight, but we picked up Brendan in absence. He got this brand new gaming shop opening soon in a city probably not near you, but a city.
Yeah, it exists. It's corporeal, right? That matters. Yeah.
We'll let you talk about it at the end of the cast. So tonight, our players, Richard. Who are you playing? What level are they?
Hi there, I'm Richard, and I am playing the definitely corporeal Tristan, the remuneration redistribution expert. And they are level something or other.
He's sometimes corporeal, or at least visible.
10, there we go. Definitely corporeal 10.
Yes, but sometimes not visible. Still corporeal. Yeah. Friendin back. Hey. We'll tell you what happened to your character and what's going on with that. And I don't know if you had time to look at those experience points and see if it leveled you or not. All right.
I did. I leveled up in cleric, at least. The half that goes to magic user is just still accumulating. I'm a level 8 magic user, level 5 cleric. And I'm basically an elf that likes to eat anything and everything. And I can't wait to hear what I've been up to over the last couple of sessions.
You held the torches.
Jeff, who are you playing tonight?
I have Talina, who is a former fighter, current druid. And she has 3 levels of fighter and 6 levels of druid now.
All right. Oak, what you got?
Hey, this is Oak. I'm playing Thybor, the level 8, still half-orc fighter. I'm getting closer, though.
Still half-orc and fighter, or still level 8?
Still half-orc, still a fighter.
All right. And Bill?
Hey, everybody. I'm Bill. I'm playing Dunby of Stonehill, the level 5 dwarven fighter, and I am still alive.
Indeed. All right, guys. So we finished up I3 Pharaoh the last time we played, and we're running right into I4, the Oasis of the White Palm, the next part in the Desert of Desolation series. At the end of last session, you guys successfully found the star of Mopilar. You found the ruling staff, and you found a floating wicker boat for several thousand feet in the air, of which Talina rappelled over, got into it, and the boat started moving. So everyone else kind of piled in rather quickly.
Or had to dangle from a rope for a bit.
Yeah, leaving behind Rusty, the rust monster, who will very happily now eat everything left behind.
So Rusty isn't dead, just left to live its best life.
Its best life. There's so many medals in there.
We'll come back and it will be pyramid shaped.
Yes.
He'll be
just going to be just an enormous rust monster sitting on the desert plain, just like, ooh.
There you go.
Grown Wolf, as he is like to do, you guys woke up one night and he wasn't there. He got pulled into his dimensional rift, serving his dark mistress in her mysterious ways. We say mysterious, but mostly her ways involve you sticking a dagger in someone's kidneys, really. I mean, it's not all that mysterious.
That just sounds like my childhood. I'm here for this. It's not even role-playing at this point.
Right. So, days ago, the sky boat landed inside. It's essentially it looked like a mountain from the outside, very tall, peaky, craggy, but the center of it was hollow, and the boat kind of just floated down in, leaving you in the chamber, looking very much like the temple that you just passed. Another statue in the room, another mural on the wall showing the passage of the progression of the soul ship going to its final rewards. On this end, however, there were grave goods in there, sealed pots, but things that were of a more temporal nature: food, clothing, nice sandals, a war wagon, One time there were horses, but the skeletons on the ground make you believe they just didn't stand the test of time.
But the
Things
food
like that.
did.
Well, some of
Here
it
you go,
did,
Grunwolf.
because you have things like pots of honey with locust bugs in them, which nice and meaty.
Protein.
Here you go, Grunwolf.
Yeah, things like that. Grown Wolf actually did appear the next morning after you guys camped there. There's very little exploration to do. It was just this one chamber, and you guys ended up having to break your way out of the mountain, as the entrance to this burial chamber was long ago sealed into the mountain. You find yourself again on a desert plain with nothing in sight. There's a trailway of an old broken road that once again you decide to follow because you have nothing else to do. Provision wise, you have only the water and the food that are in your bag of holding, as well as the funerary goods that were in the jars, which the only thing that was still good in there was the pots of honey and locusts.
So luckily, as a level 5 cleric, Grunwolf has finally like realized his greatest ambition, which is essentially the ability to create food and water. So
I got to throw this out there because of your temporal nature of Grunwolf. When you try to create food and water, it always ends up being something like a plate full of Coney hot dogs, poutine, and lager beer.
That's perfect. Have you heard of Left Hand Milk Stout Nitro? It is a gift from my holy mother. Yeah. Okay.
Or it's like McDonald's still in the styrofoam wraps. Strangely, it's always the McRib. Always.
The pickles are so good. I don't even know what a pickle is. I love it.
Right. So again, you guys are in a trackless waste of desert, burning, scorching during the day, cold as winter during the night. And you've really got nothing else to do but follow this old road that you see. You're not sure where it is in relation to, looking down as the vessel went through the air, it just miles and miles of trackless desert. There was very little in the way of points of geography that you could use to figure out where you were going. You only know the direction by the rising, the setting of the sun. So you were heading south, deep into the deserts. And I am, if I can figure out how to do it here, I'm going to switch maps.
Here's an important question. Did we actually sort out Talina and the magical ring that she was wearing?
Unless someone's chopping off a finger, she's still contrary.
That was the idea. Are we? Are we not? Are you contrarian? Would you like us to chop off your finger?
Whatever you do, don't tell us to chop off your finger.
Having experienced this particular ring myself, I'm going to say to Selena, I think you shouldn't let us chop off your finger.
Aha. Well, the idea of chopping off her finger just disgusts her. So,
I'm trying to move you onto a map, and I'm suddenly realizing, oh wait, I'm showing this as a player. I need to open a GM window. That would make sense. All right. So yeah, Grown Wolf has rejoined you. Sorry about the coughing. Spent the day mowing a lawn, and I'm still coughing up grass, apparently.
Mm.
And
they make machines that'll do that. You don't have to eat all of it.
I know. I mean, a little salad dressing, it helps some, but
in these tough times when everything's so costly, why not eat your grass?
Yeah. Cheapest veggies you'll ever get.
And at my advanced age, the fiber's nice.
Yeah, there's that.
You know what they say, the early bird gets the worm.
Well, I've got to fight my chickens for them, though, so, it's not all great.
It's pretty bad when you're lower in the pecking order than the actual pecking animals on your farm.
Yeah.
All
right. Okay. So C are the low mountains and hills that you guys have been coming from, and you're heading following the trail that you find right there where it says B is the beginning of the trail. Okay, there is that. All right. So the second day after Grown Wolf has rejoined you, you figured out that you're somewhere deep in the deserts to the south with no signs of life about you, more so than a normal desert, that is. That second day, early in the morning, you see a plume of smoke in the air coming in the direction that you're heading, following this ancient, mostly buried road.
Have we figured out a way to direct the ship?
The ship it stopped motion as soon as it landed in the single chamber in the temple. It no longer would do anything. It's just a reed boat. You were not able to direct its travel. It went to one location and kind of just birthed there and became non-magical at that point.
That was it. Okay.
Yeah.
Did we successfully pry the star gem out of the
Yes,
front
you
of it?
have the star gem and you have the staff.
And for those of us who might still be slightly injured, how long did that take? How many hit points can we heal back again?
3 total days of downtime and healing.
So that's only 3.
Now, Grown Wolf would have been back on the second day, so he probably could have cast healing on you. And
yeah, so D8s for cure light wounds. I have, let's see, I think I've got 3 of those per day. So distribute as makes sense. I don't know who's hurt since I've been essentially blinked out of this realm for a while.
Well, get your 3 days rest figured out first.
Yeah, but that's only going to be 3 hit points, right? 1 a day.
Oh,
Plus
if you have any
bonus,
con
is it?
mod. Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't Dion have something to double all
Plus
that or
1.
something?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Dion-
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. I mean, Dean's not here, so I don't.
but you would still benefit from his care. So,
He was up until now, so we got.
which is
Yeah.
mostly him spitting in your wounds and tell you to suck it up every morning.
He, barbarians have an have a coagulant in their saliva like dogs do.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
yeah, he's just licking.
normally
No,
he'd rub mud
Get off! I
onto it,
refuse to teach you my magics. Get off!
Exactly.
Yeah, so that's 6 D8s to spread between everybody, healing wise for me.
Well, I am still pretty injured.
Okay,
So,
go for it
I
then.
don't know who else is injured.
As
No
a
one
slightly less
wants to
shitty
admit to
cleric
being
now, I'm so happy to provide you these D8s.
Oh, and Grown Wolf, for the last 4 days, you've been learning the ins and out of what mob life is like, and you're just doing a whole bunch of executions for the Chicago mob back in the 20s. But you're back now.
That's amenable to my worldview. I'm fine with this. Also, I have a really nice pinstripe suit. When I got
Anybody down a bunch? I'm at 64 of 80, so I need 16. I don't know where everybody else is.
Yep. So, Brendan, you could do that twice
Mhm.
and still be able to get your spells back before this all starts. So,
Okay, cool. Well, I've devoted all of my first level cleric slots to that. So 6 D8s for everybody. So Oak, why don't you take 2? And Tristan, it sounds like you need a bunch.
Yeah, I was just gonna let if people were proportionally worse off than me to go ahead and do that first.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna roll 6, and it's in order of first come first serve. 68. Here we go. There you go.
I mean, there's exactly 16 there. You could go straight up for full.
Well, that's like I say, if anybody else needs them more than me, like I say, I've still got 64. If you had like 28, you may need that more than me.
Well, I'm coming back.
He's more cautious than you are, though.
I mean, if we were doing this, if we were to say how full of blood I am, I would say I was less than half full or whatever.
What is this, 4th ed? Come on.
Bloodied.
Yeah.
Awesome. Dunby, are you hurt at all? Actually, Grown Wolf, there's a new companion. I don't think, were you there when Dunby was found?
Yeah.
Actually,
I was.
You were.
Yeah. For the first few, I think I've missed 2 sessions. I think. Yeah.
Well, he's no longer a naked dwarf. He's
No?
mostly dressed in hand-me-downs.
You know, I think I liked you more when you were immodest.
I don't know. I'm sort of wearing a couple of sacks.
Yeah.
You know, I need to get some clothes. You know, I my wants are not extravagant. Just,
I don't want a lot out of life, but underwear would be nice.
Well, you know what?
I'm a bit.
I'm gonna grab Dunby and explain in my extraplanar travels just who the Red Hot Chili Peppers were and what he could do with those socks.
Yes. All right. So, take those dice of healing as you will, and we'll pick it up a few days later as you've been traveling. The only sign of anything you've seen is this old ancient road, and now big pillar of greasy black smoke in the air just over the dunes ahead.
I'm gonna put my cloak on that lets me be mostly invisible, elbow Tristan in the ribs, and ask him if he wants to go scout ahead.
Ow! Are you taking away those hit points you just healed from me?
Well, I gotta swing bows. You're like invisible all the time. I gotta hope to clip you.
Sure, I can scout up front if everybody wants to do that. Sure. If that's where we're headed.
All right, I'll go with you.
All right. The both of you go, and what you see you cross a dune, and you're looking down into somewhat of a valley. And the sand here is stained with the blood of a recent battle that raged across it. There's an army lying dead upon the churned up ground, sun baking on lifeless bodies, which already scavenger birds are ripping flesh off of. There's the remains of some kind of songbird, apparently, that is beeping in the background. But the bodies of camels, horses, and Pegasi, winged horses. But now everything is silent as a soft, hot wind. What the heck is going on with Somebody's got their notification beeper still going.
Not me.
So as the hot sun, the hot wind kind of blows over this, there's only a single human figure that moves on the ground. He's slowly crawling painfully away from bodies fallen about him.
How far away is the rest of the party to report back before engaging with this person?
Up to you guys. How much of a scouting do you let them get ahead of you? Within like screaming distance?
How close do you want to be to us sneaky invisible fucks everybody else?
But at a certain point, they just can't see you anymore, so they're never really sure how close you are.
They could probably look at our indentations of footprints in the sand. When there was one set of footprints, it was because Tristan was carrying Grown Wolf because he was lazy.
You have to cast, strength on me in order to be able to carry you.
That's fair.
So let's say they're just within hailing distance a bit back.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to turn around and grab everybody else before we engage with this person.
I will be looking around to make sure this isn't an ambush then.
Make me a d6 roll. Tristan.
Why do I even bother? 2. So,
Okay.
Meh.
So Grunwolf, are you approaching the man that is... I mean, he's obviously dying. There's stuff that should be on the inside that is no longer on the inside. He's trying to pull himself along the road to the south.
So yeah, you know what? If everybody else is hailed to know that this is a threat at this point, I'm gonna try to, in my pretty good camo, get up next to him and just ask, "Hey, you there? What happened here? And how can I be of assistance to you? Assuming you can be of assistance to me."
You're still wearing your camo.
Yeah.
Oh, the spirits have come for me. He's looking around, obviously not seeing you, a little delirious.
Spirits, I love a bit of good booze. And
On
then
the
I'm good.
remains of my life, you can't take me yet. I must report back. Is he? Just drags himself
Okay.
along the road.
I don't think I have much time, but I'm going to ask him one more question, and I'm just going to ask, who do you report to?
Let's see. The Sheikh Kasim, the Lord of the Oasis of the White Palm that lies to the southeast. He points.
I'm going to say this did look like a sheik down to me, and I'm going to cure light wounds on him for D8 to talk to him further.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just
We'll say
casting
the spell makes you a little more visible.
Yeah, that
so
makes
it's like-
sense.
And so he looks up. He's still fairly wounded, but he's not dying anymore. Such as magic and D&D. Oh, not a spirit, I see, but you speak my tongue, though you look very foreign. What's with the ears?
Birth defect. I can't really help it. But so what happened here?
2 days ago, we and the air lancers found the oasis of Akir burned to rubble. We followed the trail of the attackers here, determined to have our vengeance. But no sooner had we arrived than over the western hills, we're seeing clouds of dust and smoke. Suddenly, now that he has hit points, he's much more animated. A tower of fire soared into the skies, taking the shape of a huge man. His voice shook the ground. Look upon the death of the world, ye mortals, he roared from the clouds. For I have been released from bondage and have come for my revenge. He raised his hands and the grounds opened. Out poured an army of the undead. And we were slain. I was mostly slain. Seem to be better now.
I mean,
But the Sheikh Kasim must know of the jinn that has returned to these lands. Some fools have unleashed this jinn.
yeah, they sound terrible.
Yeah, just kind of look at everybody else and like kind of a small grin starts crossing my face.
I at the at the behest of what I just heard, I'm going to move backwards behind Oak and just get back to my squishy safe position.
Wait! Spirit, where are you going? My lord Kasim must be notified. Wait, please! This medallion of honor! You must take it to him. Show it to my sheikh.
What? So
Only he can stop this evil now.
whoa. I mean, it might not be evil. Like, how bad were all of you?
It's pretty bad. I mean, armies of the undead. Did you not hear that part? I mean,
So, I mean, I'm not one to
who
judge.
who has such powers over the dead? Only
as,
the evil necromancers, I say, and the
as he
jinn.
says that, I'm going to animate dead and raise one of the Pegasus up from their death.
You
Fella,
in league with the jinn.
I have to say, of all the
his
gin
sword,
joints in all the world, you picked the wrong one.
his sword seems to be missing as he
I
goes.
go
and
take
he puts
the,
his hands over the scabbard. There's no sword there, and he goes for his dagger. There's no dagger. He's like, I've been robbed.
Yeah, I go take the amulet out of his hand, like, be at peace, and I just slowly push my two-hander down through the middle of his back, right
It
between
was
his shoulder
correct.
blades.
We were all slain.
Perfect.
And I toss the amulet towards Tristan. Is this worth anything?
What? I don't know. I guess I can look it over and see the exciting amulet. I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
have intrinsic value. For
yeah,
whoever
it's made
medallion
of
involved.
silver. You think it's certainly old. It's got like a patina on it already. It hasn't been well cared for. It's fairly hefty. It's got some value, but not a whole bunch. You can't detect magic though, right?
No, I cannot. I can lick it and say, "Teach me
But
your
by our
magic."
powers combined,
Yep.
show.
The barbarian walks over. He licks it and says, "Teach me your magics."
See, each one of us is supposed to say it. Wasn't that what somebody posted in
Yeah,
the chat?
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh,
so
there's
we,
5 of us, so one person licks and the others
what I said.
4 say each say a word. So yeah, all right.
Okay, so
Yes.
Tristan, you're Teach. I'm me. Jeff, you're your, and then Oak, you're Magics, and
Magics.
Dunby, maybe you just like raise your hands in honor of the barbarian.
Whoever's heart needs to be
Sounds
killed
good.
right now because this group has none. No. Patty tells you that it is magical.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You know,
Well, if
I'm
only we had got an idea of where to go from this person rather than just that. I look at the hands. Are they pointing in a direction now that we've stabbed them?
The guy was overly dramatic. He told you to the southeast was the
Oh, I
Oasis.
missed that bit.
Yeah.
All
okay.
right. Well, there we go then.
So I actually did cast Animate Dead on that Pegasus.
So
Hopefully,
you have it is unfortunately its wings and everything is destroyed. It cannot fly, but it's like what?
I just put
Thought I
my
was done with
familiar
you
on
people.
it. Yeah.
Starts flapping and all the feathers just come off.
Yeah. It's newly dead, so it's kind of rank. I mean, it's been boiling in the sun for hours.
Nice. Distended gaseous belly on a wingless Pegasus. There's a metaphor in there somewhere.
It's trailing like his intestines are coming out. It's newly minted dead.
Are there any undead here who are dead? Because I mean, it said it summoned up an army. So
Yeah,
Are you
you
dead?
don't like
Yeah.
you see fresh corpses. Like you don't see any corpses that look like they've been dead a while, right?
Hmm.
So all the corpses that you see are fresh corpses. They're all dressed similarly to this man.
I mean, I guess we sided with the right person then by freeing them. Ah.
I mean, do we ever exercise poor judgment? I'm pretty sure everything we've ever done is perfect.
Nobody has ever told us we have exercised poor judgments. So
And
When,
if they-
when
some
have
go
we
for us.
exercised good judgment? That would be the easier one to.
So southeast, see if we could play both sides against the middle.
Sounds like a plan.
I love it.
Okay, so you continue through the day. If you stop to look at the bodies, they've been stripped. So, like the undead, apparently, if you're going by what he said, have a penchant for stuff because they took all the stuff.
Okay. And he was
Armor,
like
weapons.
weaponless, so he has
Yeah.
nothing on him if we search him
Nope.
too, right? Okay.
Nothing either. Looks like only this medallion that was the only possession he had left.
So everyone looks like we ended up just having a medallion and a stallion at the end of this.
Pegasus is like, yeah, screw you.
For sure.
Everyone's a critic.
All right. Well, if you continue on, the kind of old ancient road leads in the direction he said the Oasis is. And after hours of traveling, your shadows are playing across the desert floor and causes you all to look up into the sun. And there's circling above you. There are 5 of these winged steeds with men on the back wearing white robes and long lances, and they're kind of circling above you. One of them breaks off and starts streaking down to land ahead of you, several feet away. And as he lands, man puts up his hand. Again, he's wearing similar attire to the man you just slayed on the road. Puts his hand up. Hail!
I mean, I don't know if it's hailing. It looks like a pretty clear sky to me.
These desert sands are protected by the Sheikh and many treaties. What are strangers doing here in these lands?
Do we want to tell him that we restored verdant life to the desert in another area and pretend to be heroes, everyone?
So, rewinding way back to the beginning of I3, one of the things that was given to you when you were tossed out on your years into the desert was a scroll allowing you to be in the deserts.
One writ of authority, which grants us permission to be in the desert.
So yeah, Tristan's digging through the bag of holding. It's like somewhere in here there's here it is. Who used it as toilet paper? It's mostly here.
Yeah.
So what do you go? He hasn't gotten off the back of the steed. His lance is pointed into the sand. He's got a short sword on one side, a short bow slung over his shoulder with a quiver. And he is speaking the common of the area, which you all understand now.
Okay. While my friend looks for our authority to be here, we heard there was a terrible incident with a djinn. Maybe we could help you with that. We try to right wrongs. We're a group of what you might call do-gooders.
Intruders until I see otherwise. But what do you know of the battle that took place? And he lifts the lance and points back in the direction that you came from. Now, none of you look particularly beaten up at this point. You've had rest, you've had water, you've had food. You don't look like you've recently come from a slaughter. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. We happened upon the scene, and I attempted to heal your friend, a friend of yours, who gave us this medallion and entreated us to find a sheik.
Well, while Tristan's digging around in the pack, but you show the medallion, he gets off the Pegasus and he kneels one knee to the ground, does some kind of obeisance in front of you, and says, "My men will take you to the sheikh in our oasis." Yeah, apparently all they needed. The rest of the flight comes down, and each of you are, if you wish, mount the back of one of these steed.
I like the idea that a sad undead Pegasus slowly tries to trundle after us in the background.
This is hell.
I'm definitely interested in getting on the back of them and seeing as I could probably fly one as well.
Gronwolf, when he said mount one of these, he meant get on the back of it.
Oh, yeah, and here I was about to ask for a pegging assist.
Oh, this has suddenly gone in dark places.
Well, I'm back. So.
Centaur Pegasus? Right. Right. So if you all are into that, they take you flying high above. Actually, with Talina's penchants for liking flight, this is probably quite fun.
Yeah, I'm having a great time.
Well, if it was a Centaur and a Pegasus, and it was the leader of them, that would be an Alpha Centaurus.
Oh, it hurts. It hurts so much.
That took a while.
Right now, because this isn't our land, we're Alpha Centaurists.
Ooh, it's on.
I jump off the Pegasus to my death.
It's probably for the best, really.
Yeah, some of these puns are unicorny anyway.
Ooh.
Okay, so on the map from the vantage point above, so you can see some of the terrain, and you guys are headed to L4, like this plot right here. And now there's a larger map of the area. So I'll just move everything over. There we go. There you go.
Okay.
Hopefully
Where
they're
did you
showing up.
buy these maps? Nothing's in color. Nothing.
Oh, but these are the original maps from the
original color blue.
Okay.
Yeah.
Done
this way so that you couldn't photocopy them back when that was a thing.
I've been doing a lot of design work in an OSR style lately, and I enjoy using the non-photo repro blue on everything. It's good.
Oh. I'm a junior in high school all of a sudden.
Well, I mean, maturity level, aren't we all?
Oh, we've reached
You know,
that
you're
level
placing us
now?
a little high there.
Yeah.
See, I remember using it, but from what I understand, the trigger for everybody was the stuff smelled horrible. But I have
Okay.
no sense of smell, so that doesn't that doesn't trigger for me.
Yeah, I have no sense of smell either. I can get skunked and be like, "Hmm."
Okay, so you were brought to this teeming oasis. There are many tents and pavilions set up. There is one pretty much permanent building set up as well, and this is the home of the Sheikh. And you guys are dropped off, about here.
Now, what
To
you're
set up
showing
your camp.
in StreamYards versus what this we're seeing in Roll20 is different.
Really?
Or at least what mine is. I'm still only showing 2 tiles south of L4's where it stops. And
Oh, you move
Oh.
to this. Move to the side, to the right of the screen.
okay, I got to zoom way out. I was zoomed in.
Yep. So I don't think
Yeah.
I can force you.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, there it is. Yep. Okay, so you guys are dropped off about there on the
Okay.
map, and told make your camp here, and we will tend to your needs. Water, you can see where the water is. it's fresh. Please do not bathe in it or crap in it. Avail yourself as needed, though. We'll bring you food, because it looks like you guys have no provisions, because everything's in your sack of holding, and you guys kind of got here rather suddenly, because you left behind all your camels with all of the tents and all that stuff on it, so you have none of that gear.
The tents didn't fit in the bag.
No.
All right. Okay.
I did learn a little bit ago Leonid's tiny hut, which I haven't really used, but I'll start remembering that in the future in case we have more overland travel.
Yeah, that's traveling in style right there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you guys are just basically told to go ahead, set up your own base here. We'll bring fruit. We'll bring some meat to you. Enough for a few days. After that, feel free to hunt and provide for yourself. There are many. This is a gathering spot. There are many tribes here, but the Sheikh rules over all. The rules are very simple. Do not bring violence into the camp, and no violence will be brought to you. Do not pollute the water.
Before they go away, I'm going to ask if they've had any encounters besides this last one with the Jin.
They actually had no. This is the first they're hearing of it. You're bringing word to them about it.
Okay.
Okay, Talina will camp separately from everybody, and basically I haven't been talking because she doesn't really communicate with anybody anymore.
She just stopped talking to everybody.
So, having missed a couple sessions, am I correct to assume Talina has the ring of contrarianness, or is it some? Okay,
yeah, it's rather obvious since you wore it once.
Okay,
and she's floating, of course.
Yes.
Oh, right.
Always the floating.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you guys basically are provided with. Actually, Richard, if you had thought of it, which you can or can't, it's up to you. The tent poles will fit into your bag because they can go in, but the folded up cloth for the tent is bigger than a 3-foot. You can't shove it in the entrance of your.
I don't think we would separate them. That wouldn't make much sense to do that, unless somebody desperately wants to argue that yes, we put the poles in there.
But you are brought a mended tent that some had spare to set up to get you out of the sun at least.
Okay.
Other than that, you're left to your own devices. As I said, there are a lot of folks that have set up tents around. You're told this was a gathering spot, so not necessarily they're all from the same tribe or sect. but they all respect the Sheik's will here.
And since we told them we're trying to spread word of this, I assume that they realize we want an audience with the Sheik eventually.
Yes.
Okay.
And that's what's being arranged on your
Okay.
behalf.
Any indication of how long it will take? If we like an hour, days? We got any
They don't know. They have no idea.
All right.
I'm gonna try to pull some of the locals that are also here then and just ask like how they feel about the Sheik. Is the Sheik a kind and benevolent ruler, like that kind of thing?
When you start asking around, everyone seems to be like really apprehensive, and it doesn't seem to be because you're a foreigner with weird ears that are asking questions. It's like everybody's been on edge. Something happened early this morning. People are talking about grass. The ground shaking, fires being seen from the Sheik's pavilion over there. There have been people coming in and out all day, but it was bad omens. Everyone's very distressed about this. Carrion birds were seen on the horizon, also a very bad omen of things. So everyone seems to be on edge. No word has come from the Sheik about what has transpired earlier today.
Okay. Do y'all want to break camp after waiting for a while and see if we can't suss out the direction of this Sheik and what maybe has happening with the shaking earth?
Doesn't sound like a horrible idea.
Well, Tristan, I love when you affirm my ideas as not horrible.
It is the best idea I've heard from you so far.
So mildly terrible is what I'm hearing.
Other than food, I'm down for whatever.
Okay, I can make us food. So
well, food's brought to you in the form of like desert fruits, some meats from, best not to ask.
If we're going to go hunting, as they suggested, best ask.
Well, we could go hunting and then go look for this Sheik ourselves.
Yep. It's basically lizard, just various desert lizard.
We've had that before.
Smells fine. Well, you guys have a meal, which includes camel milk, some camel meat, as well as various lizard. But one of the Pegasi rider that brought you here comes back and says, yes, he looks really just distracted. I was like, oh, yes, the Sheik would like to see you as the sun falls last light. If you'll come to the palace. He looks really distracted. He's like, yes, clean up as best you can. Here, robes, fresh robes.
He just told us not to bathe in the water. So how are we supposed to do that?
Do you not know sand?
I mean, it's kind of rough and coarse and gets everywhere.
He pulls out a small vial. It's like a perfume, if you wish.
I smell the nice smelling thing and immediately I'm like, no fucking thanks.
It actually doesn't smell nice at all. It is a fragrance that overwhelms other fragrances. That's best way to put it. It's very musky. It's probably made from parts of a camel.
The camel piss.
So it's like desert Febreze.
Yes, there you go.
Would you call this scent camouflage?
I don't. It works. It masks other smells. Again, really distracted. Here, take these robes. At sundown, present yourself to the Sheik.
How long have we got before sundown?
A few hours.
Okay. I mean, we were planning to try to find the Sheik anyway, right?
So Talina goes to the water to bathe.
I was going to say, contrary ring, Talina goes and takes a dump in the water.
Oh, shit.
And then bathes in it.
Oh man, I will say, Toledo, when I got to play with that ring, it was pretty fun. So I'm glad you're getting that chance.
All right, no. So Talina goes to the water and what?
And bathe.
Okay. As you put a single foot in the water, many of the men around you look horrified. Several of them rush to you to knock you out of the water.
Okay.
Initiate if you want. Otherwise, they're just going to overbear you and pull you out of the water.
Well, yeah. If anybody tries to lay a hand on me,
Roll a d6.
they come towards me. Yeah. Let's see.
I just yell, Talina, don't put up a fight.
Talina, whatever you do, don't present your finger for the chopping offing.
All right. Well, your battle honed senses tell you you're about to be ambushed by a bunch of folks. So you go first.
Okay. Let's see. Let me take a look here real quick. And we've got plants and weeds and such, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So let me take a quick look and see what our casting type for the entangle. So I got a tangle.
There's floating. Yeah, there's floating, like I think it's called duckweed. It's got the long fronds that come up out of it. That's you find in marshland. That's what you're going to have grow. That or any of the palm trees around. Although not a lot of entangling.
Duckweed will take over whatever you put it in.
Yeah. I mean, you got 5 segments before they act, so if it's a fast spell.
Yeah, it's a 3-segment spell.
It goes off.
Yeah.
Go ahead and read it out for me. What does it cause them to do? Do I need to make a save, or are they just automatically caught in it?
Save for half.
For half? Does it do damage?
Yeah, it can.
What are you casting? Well, what are you casting? I should say
I'm
first.
casting Entangle. And by means of the spell, the druid's about to cause plants in the area of effect to entangle. The effect is movement, I guess.
Yeah.
And it causes the weeds and bushes to entwine.
In the basically
saving throw, the effect of the spell is to slow.
Okay. 1 makes a save, so he is basically edging his way out of the radius. So he will move out of the radius. The other ones are held fast as the duckweed just grows out of the water, twining everyone up. Some of the fronds from the palm trees just kind of grow large and enwrap some of these folks. This is causing a stir all around as I guess Talina continues into the water.
Yeah, well, as they do that, she's totally naked, right? And she goes over and she grabs her boar spear.
Mm-hmm.
And she says, "No man touches Talina Amran without her consent. Do you understand this?"
They're busy being entwined in the weeds, but having heard this, some of the village women start grabbing knives and daggers and it's like, all right, it's on, bitch.
It's a very inclusive death of Caesar moment, really.
All right. Oh, well, you definitely have the 5 men that tried to get you out of the water. I mean, they're being, as far as they know, you're a witch. You've caused this the weeds to enwrap them, and they're terrified. The one that was able to edge his way out is running towards the palace of the Sheikh. Of course, all of you guys hear this going down.
So I'm gonna whisper
but no
to
joke,
the
women having heard your challenge, the women folk are not demure here. Several of them start like, all right, boar spear, throwing on the chain.
So how many people are kind of aggro against Talina right now, roughly?
These were the closest people. So I'm gonna say a good. Here we'll just do a roll.
Okay.
60 feet away are the closest group of women that heard the challenge. Are like, Okay, guess it's up to us.
I'm gonna whisper to everybody else in the group, like, do we try to disable Talina because of the ring that I'm very familiar with, or do we like come to her aid? Like, what do we want to do, or do we let this play out?
Kind of shrug. 6 for one, half a dozen for the other. Really.
I'm gonna roll D2 then. One is I cast Fireball at the women. The other is
no.
two is I just let it happen. Because I mean, I'm with Thybor. I'm for chaos. 2 is I let it happen.
2 rules to this Oasis. You're already breaking them.
All right. Well, I'm casting Fireball at the ladies.
Oh, geez. Just go ahead. You're gonna shoot a fireball at them.
All right. So that's 1d6 per level. So that's 8d6.
Let's see. 1, 2,
Hello, roll.
3. 3 of them will take half damage. What's the total damage?
The total
26.
damage is 26.
All right, now the whole tent they are around just goes up in a fireball, immediately turning them all to ash in front. As even half of that is enough to kill them all, which of course causes everyone in the camp to basically the peace has been broken. When they yell this, though, something interesting happens. You would expect that the whole camp would be after you, but when someone yells the peace has been broken, you see some of the camps are taking out obviously hidden weapons and bows and start targeting their neighbors.
See, I knew this sheik was up to no good.
Oh, it's just, oh no, must have been those guys over there, not us. We didn't
Exactly,
kill our
Tristan.
people yet.
Trust no authority. These Pegasus riding assholes need to die, right, everyone?
And just as this is about to just hit nightmare levels, there is a booming voice, obviously augmented by magic. Everybody make a save versus spell.
Copycat.
Sorry, Oak. You're just so rad that I just wanted to be like you.
A failure, you mean? A failure just like him.
That's right.
Woo!
We're a contrarian group, Bert, okay?
My
So
failure is
doesn't
worse
get
than your failure.
invited back for campaign 2.
All right, did anyone pass?
Nope.
Doesn't
2
look
6s,
it.
2 1s, and a 12.
Right. Okay. Everyone's frozen in place as the Sheik's voice booms across, again magnified, as he yells, "Stop!" Everyone just kind of freezes in place. A few folks look like they resisted, but they're looking around. It's like, I guess I'm not going to stab a man just yet.
She's
Is this
gonna
on?
pose.
Is this on?
Lena will stop, but she'll pose. She's got her spear and she's totally naked and she's dripping water and yeah.
Given where you're from, you're probably sunburned at this point. It's never good. It's never good. So yeah, the Sheik's voice booms out with the emphasis of magic behind it, just bringing most everyone to a stop. It says, "There are more pressing matters than this squabble. These criminals," he says as he looks over to Friendon, who's still mid-cast and right afterwards, just a little bit of fires flicking off your fingers. "These criminals will be put to use." And the guards basically go and round you all up, just kind of pick your frozen bodies up. You're stripped of your weapons. Everything. Actually, you're just stripped. Everything's just remove everything.
Do we have the ability to speak or no?
No, you're completely frozen. All
Then
right.
I'll tell you this, Bert. I'm thinking these people are quite kinky.
Yeah. There's a slight shimmy to Grown Wolf before
Bert, did they take Dunby's sock? Like is there...
it's like, oh, put that back. All right.
So they come into the water and get me?
Yep.
Ah.
All right. Why is that cut off? Because it's not centered in the window. Yay, go me. Oh, well. Anyway, yeah, so that is the inside of the Shake's compound. You all are brought basically before, you're just dumped before the throne here. After you've been stripped of all your possessions, which includes Talina's ring, which they do break your finger to get it off.
Okay.
6 points of damage. Yeah, so you're completely stripped. You're brought before, and essentially he waits until the magical binding wears off, and you're surrounded by a phalanx of guards, spears, like you're in the middle of a porcupine. You know, all the spears are pointed at you. You're naked. You have no items on you. And now you are able to move again. And the Sheikh says, you're brought to my oasis. You're given food, you're given water, you're given the privileges of a friend. And you kill, you murder, you slay, you spoil our waters. What do you have to say for yourselves, criminals?
I mean, not all of us did those things.
Unfortunately, some very poor communication. We didn't get a chance to explain this first. The ring you took from this one, it was a cursed item. It made them do the opposite of what they were told, as well as mind control this one. And I point at Frendon. So as they told him not to do that, not to enter the water, of course, she did it because of the curse, and then made this one defend him.
Oh, also, by the way, we did a really good thing, and we have attempted to save this land or land adjacent to it. I've been kind of away from it. You know what? I'm just gonna shut up.
Wow. Okay. Well, you're telling some lies as well as some truth. So why don't you make me a charisma check there?
Yay, my favorite.
Isn't it, though?
That's a fail by... Where's... 4.
Okay.
Have some rerolls from somewhere.
Yeah, you've got a ton. If you want to just
we've
keep
got
track
like
of what you used
100 and
today.
Something, but I don't know.
No, let's just roll with it.
You want to roll with it? All right.
Yeah.
In which case, he just stares at you, Oak or Thiber. You know he doesn't believe you, but he nods his head while he continues to stare at you and says, "Guards, you've heard their very reasonable explanation. Go."
Well, put the ring on yourself and find out.
No, like you can tell he doesn't believe you, but he's telling the guards that, hey, this is perfectly reasonable. Go.
I think I
the
get
guards.
the sense. Yeah.
The guards like pull their spears in, and they disperse. And he says, "Go, tell the tribes what the error was. We will pay for the deaths."
Very good.
And then as they leave, you're left with the Sheikh and one man standing behind him, where he's got a staff that just kind of crackles with energy, and he looks very disapprovingly at you. But the Sheikh, though, just looks a little morose. He says, "I worked with the tools that the gods have put before me. What more can I do? You scum, you thieves, you murderers. I like what I've seen. I think you're the bastards I need to get some work done."
I mean, this younger generation just doesn't do anything. So I mean, I'm happy to be of service if there's a profit.
Finally, some appreciation.
I know you're kind. You're motivated by what? Gold? Fame? Both?
Yeah, both sound good.
He
Spoiled.
Mostly gold.
he kicks over an urn that's next to his throne, and it just spills out gold and platinum and jewels just all over the base of the stairs in front of you. Take what you want then, but let me pay for your services.
We can start by returning our equipment and our belongings to us.
After we've conversed, I don't feel
Hey, you don't have
exactly safe amongst you yet.
Hey, you don't happen to have any dwarf-sized armor or like pants, do you?
Our armory has such. We've not seen your kind here in many years, but we had good relations. Yes, there is armor left behind that can be tailored to you.
That would be great, because if I had pants, you wouldn't have to see these.
My guards are few in number, and I need them to protect me from the swine out there. There are assassins amongst them. The Hashishin are here. I know they are. I feel the daggers between my back already. My guards are needed to protect my life. However, the bride to my son has gone missing. The promised bride.
Oh.
She must be found. I cannot expend men to search for her. I understand you saw a djinn today.
Yeah, first time ever. Really
No.
spooky.
I mean, we didn't. We saw
We
the
were told
remains
about
of the
a
thing,
gem.
didn't we?
Right.
Something we must deal with. It's been foretold that its release would be in my days.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like you have numerous problems, and we offer solutions in the form of murder, thieving, carousing, and
Boring.
moral turpitude.
You, with a large mouth and perhaps a sharp wit, tell me, are you the sort of mercenaries that stay bought?
Oh yeah, I mean, you pay well. I'm happy to do basically anything.
Take the wealth before you then. Find the missing bride.
Oh, okay. I mean, usually for us, the order is like, do the thing, take the wealth. So I'm like already
Shut
all.
up!
Oh, okay.
You pay us first.
So he's holding the ring. And he looks over at Thyber, says, I believe some of your story. No one with their full wits about them would act the way that she has. I will hold on to this. The rest of your gear you may have. Ask about for the details. You have days to find her at best. The marriage must go on. The marriage is 5 moons from now.
Who do you think took her?
This camp is rife with intrigues, politics, backstabbings. You'll find that there are multiple agendas here, all of which wish to unseat me, but they have not the power on their own. If they unite, that's another story. But if my son be married to this chosen bride, we will solidify our hold. That's what I'm hiring you mercenaries for.
Well, then perhaps the fact that we've started to slaughter some of your more loyal subjects may endear us to these people which work against you. You may have in your grasp the very people who are in a position to help you.
It may be. The camp that you slaughtered was one of my opponents, shall we say.
Will
We could just finish off the rest of them.
It won't find the bride, although this would solve my most immediate problem. These are merely emissaries. They hold behind them the many, many more men, many more armies. This is a gathering where we are to work out contracts, differences. They're here for the wedding of my son, which again will solidify my power. I know not
Where
how
was she
this
last seen?
in these very halls.
And it sounds like, obviously, she represents a sort of unification. Is she a representative of these opposing forces in a way?
She's been chosen by the gods. She was born with a mark upon her hand, a holy mark.
Hmm.
She belonged to any specific clan? Oh,
GM thinks so, but doesn't remember from the text. Give me a second.
damn you!
We demand perfect recall, Bert. No.
So it's Princess Shadala.
Princess Shavala. Okay.
Boomba.
Yep. The prince, his son, is here as well, and you can speak to him. He's possibly the last person that saw her. His name is Chorus, Korus. Is the son's name.
Can you describe Shadala?
He does, but honestly, other than the birthmark on her left palm, she is pretty much the average of her type in the village. You've seen many like her, you know.
Okay.
She does have piercing green eyes, however. That is something that is odd. Well, not odd. It is considered to be both lucky and very attractive.
Wait, did this module just crib Big Trouble in Little China? Is that what we're going with?
the girl with green eyes.
Yeah.
He does have a Fu Manchu going on, so you know.
I'm suddenly 1,000% on board with this quest.
And the wizard behind him has this crackling lightning going on in that staff.
That's true. Is it a wicker hat coming to a point?
Absolutely.
Like, okay, perfect.
Keeps the sun off, you know.
Are these guys pre-Mohammedan
Yes,
Arabic people? So we're not looking at Shadris and stuff. I mean, you know,
they worship a, what is it called? They're not monotheistic.
okay.
Pantheon.
Pantheon. Yeah, they worship a pantheon of gods.
So we've got a Princess Jasmine type feel.
Sort of, although Princess Shadala, while she comes from a wealthy merchant family, isn't truly a princess. She was not born noble, but she was born with the mark, which makes her special.
What is the mark? Can we see a representation of it? So, you know, we don't bring back the wrong person who happens to have a different mark.
He describes it. I mean, it's basically, think of like an old Western kind of sheriff's star or sheriff's tin, right? So it's got multiple star points with kind of round beads at the top. But there's also some writing in a language that nobody speaks on it as well.
Okay, I
There's
put
symbols
notes.
or glyphs.
Player notes has the names of both principals and the description of the birthmark in it.
Yeah.
The princess formerly known as.
The symbol, the birthmark, perfect, Jeff.
All right.
I mean, the obvious question is who benefits. I mean, lots of people. You've said all your enemies from you not consolidating your power.
Let me lay this out to you in a dialogue basis here. So there are three main factions that are inside this camp, and they are a small party of a larger force, right? They're here diplomatically. So the Sheikh and his group are called the Symbians, Symbayans. That's his group. And his group encompasses those Pegasus flyer guys. He's also got the most military force here because the Oasis is his. This is his grounds. The Thune cultists are the next large group here. They're basically a religious sect, and you've met them. They're basically these are the cultists from the wastes that you've ran into. The last are essentially the merchant class. They give them a name. Give me a second here.
The Walmart.
The Walmartians.
I kind of get a sense that this sheik is just against unionization, is what it sounds
Well,
like.
no, he's trying to unite everybody, but under his rule is the thing.
Okay.
So it's Elon Muskinization. Okay.
You will take your electric car and you'll be happy. You will own nothing and you'll be happy.
That's why that guy is crackling with electric energy.
Okay, the Sand Voyagers Guild it's a guild of merchants. And they're the three largest powers that have a lot of backing behind them, both wealth and military. There are other smaller clans here as well, but they don't account for a great force. They're mostly here just because of the wedding.
So what I'm wondering also is, just to get the gist of it, is this like a contained kind of scenario, or are we expected to? Does he feel that she is in the environment, in the immediate area?
The sheikh absolutely has no idea. You need to go and question people that would have more idea. His son, he would recommend, would be the first one to speak to, as he's available, and he was likely the last one to see her.
Okay. Because the point I want to make is that what I would like to have is each of us have one of these Pegasi at our disposal. If we're going to have to go to the mountains of the moon and the desert,
that's the next thing he does is around his throat. He's got this bejeweled torque. It's a neck band that's got several jewels, and he tears it from his throat, throws it on the ground. He says, "All within my purvey know this symbol. Show this and you speak with the weight of my armies behind you. Whatever you might need, find this bride."
Okay.
So Princess Shivala, birthmark of a star, green eyes, Prince Chorus. We've got a bejeweled necklace of the sheik. They're the Symbians, which align to the sheik, the Thune cultist who we encountered before, and the Sand Voyager merchant class. On it.
I'm going to go snag that amulet.
What about the amulet? Sorry.
Commander.
I'm sorry, Jeff. What did you want to do with the amulet, or about the amulet?
Oh, I go to snag it. If he said he threw, take this, so I take it.
Also, you grab the torque. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, the torque. Yeah.
Do you want us to follow this, no matter where it goes?
Yes. If she's dead, I want the body. If there is a body to be had.
The whole body? No, I'm kidding.
Whatever's left. Actually, he's like flippant about it. Whatever's left. So that it's identifiable.
Right.
Preferably, we wish her back alive, of course. But
all right. With that question answered, I have another one. Do you think the prince could be involved in this? Because if you are not in power, I mean, he is an obvious successor. And
he's
could
a second
be
son.
manipulated into this.
He's a second son. He has. He will never inherit. This is the best he can hope for. I don't know. Speak to him. We've not really talked since he was a teen. Things get away from you. Murdering here and there, building armies. You lose track of your kids.
In there.
I mean, he got into this whole new music craze with all the cymbals and the drums, and it just drives me crazy.
Okay.
Then when he started wearing the black eye makeup, I just couldn't.
All right. So,
They said it was a phase. All kids go through their worship Anubis. Look like a goth phase, they say. Ugh.
All right. What about these jewels which are just spilling out on the floor? Can we? I mean,
Yeah.
can we just
So
pick them up and take them, or how do we?
what's Tristan's intelligence bonus?
Tristan's intelligence bonus is. Well, he's got a 14, so that's a +1. But he also has the proficiency in gem cutting.
These are pure, perfectly cut sapphires worth hundreds and hundreds of gold, and there's many of them. There's at least a dozen on the floor here.
Right. Okay.
It's truly a king's ransom.
So we look over to I look over to Thybord. Are we taking this?
No, we kind of need our gear so we can carry it, but yeah. Definitely.
No, let's go around like this. Investigating and questioning people.
Yeah.
You might want to get
throw people off their game.
Answer our questions or we'll continue to run around nude.
No, once you've come to an agreement, your gear's brought back, along with a lot of soldiers, just in case.
So I'm able to get any armor out of this guy?
Yes, they do show you to the armory. And at one time, it did look like there were dwarves about. You can have chain or plate, and both are going to be incredibly obnoxious to wear in a desert. Other than that, chain and plate. There's Warhammer. There's full helm. So yeah, there you go.
I mean, am I going to have any weird effects if I wear these?
I tell you what, Bill, make me a luck check. D100. Tell me high or low before you roll it.
Always high. Go with D on that.
Okay. The chain is lighter than you expected. Likely magical from that alone. The plate is heavier than expected, but it's like strapping on an air conditioner. You're several degrees cooler. And while the plate is not exactly great for mobility, it's not stifling to wear it.
I actually think I'm going to take the chain.
Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, probably a better choice. The chain's a +2, so whatever chain is, its AC is 2 better. It's also half weight. It's very light, so very easy to deal with in the desert. No other effects, though.
All right.
The hammer, which is the only weapon in here that was specifically dwarven. Again, luck, high or low. Go ahead and roll it.
Let's go with high again. Nope.
Okay. Not magical, but of good make.
Okay.
It's Warhammer. It's got the magical symbols TM on the side.
All right.
We should take the plate. We can keep our yogurt in it.
Its magic seems to only work if you wear it, and it is dwarven sized.
All right, we just need to conscript a child
Yeah.
for the army.
A thick child.
All
Thick,
right,
thick
so
child.
you're given the freedom to go about his home. Let's see, his son. Give me a second. Actually, he summons his son to the chamber, so he takes his leave with the mage and leaves you with his. Again, he makes sure you understand. This is my second son, Chorus.
Okay.
Second son.
Can we talk to him later?
Whatever you wish, but he was nearby, like he was behind some curtains. He comes forward. But if you want to ask around first, go right ahead. But he does introduce himself as, yes, Korth. I cough. Yes, I very much wish that you find my bride. And his father leaves as I look. I don't know how well you are armed in the magical department, but I have a strong sense that I know who has kidnapped my bride to be. And I wish you to be as best armed as possible. He claps. The servant comes with this white cushion that has 3 maces on it. If you wish, I have these powerfully enchanted weapons you can make use of. They're my gift to you if you can find my bride. Please use them as you need.
I grab one of the maces.
Okay. Yeah, it feels good in the hand. Well balanced. Nice beefy bit of steel on the end. Got a few points on it.
Can you tell me of this weapon? What's special about it?
It's really good at bashing things.
I mean, occasionally we have to do that.
Yeah, I mean, like, it feels good in your hand. You swing it a few times. It's perfectly balanced. It actually, it's just a mace +1, but it's a magical weapon if you don't have one.
I don't have any sort of close distance magical weapon, so I'll take it.
I could see Dion putting these around his neck or something. Just in case. So can we talk amongst ourselves without anybody around?
Yes. But I'm telling you, I could save you so much time. I'm sure it is those damn Sand Voyagers. That guild they are completely against my marriage to her. It will solidify the commerce under my father. It's something that they cannot stand. So they wish to price fix as they wish.
Won't they benefit from it because she's from a merchant family? Or will only that particular family be elevated?
There's no elevation of family when she's become my bride. It's no. I don't think you understand how this works. No, there's no bride price to be offered to her family at all. The mark on her hands means that she was mine from birth. I'm only taking what's mine.
They gave birth to her. Are they not going to be elevated in respect, at least?
Some gold will go that way, I'm sure. They will live out their lives very comfortably, yes. But the guild as a whole will not benefit from this.
So let me ask you this. How did your bride feel about this arrangement?
Why does that matter?
Well, I'm curious to see if maybe she's helped to abscond her own self.
This is the best life she could hope for, to be married to a prince of the kingdom, to be elevated in status, to have servants, to have gold and all the precious things that she wants. Why would she leave this?
Did she tell you that she felt that way?
I don't believe I said more than a few words to her.
Wonderful basis for a relationship.
I mean, you're the second. Yeah?
Yes.
She could hold out hope for the first. So
No, he's already married.
I don't think that changes anything.
This is true. I
suppose. So there you go. She could do better than you.
No, you Tristan bring up a good point. If the first is already married, what does your brother have anything to lose by you marrying this woman?
No. He married well. He joined a dozen clans together by doing so. It was a good marriage, but not fated in the stars like my own. Look, my father has paid you a fortune, I see before you here, but look, this is my bride. Find her and bring her to me, and to me only.
Is that what your father wants?
This does not concern him. This is my bride. And our union will only make him stronger.
You're not paying us.
He is.
He paid you what? Gold? Gems? Monetary wealth? Look, I have things much, much better than that. These weapons are just a start. You'll find them to be very useful.
Do you not like your father?
Of course not. He's a bastard of a man.
Okay.
I mean, if you can't listen to The Cure for 20 hours straight.
Friday I'm in Love starts playing in the background.
Do they have anything to do with this Red Hot Chili Peppers that you're talking about?
No,
Well, so Robert Smith is wholly separate from Flea. It's. I know it's confusing, but I'll explain it to you later, Dunby.
Humans all look alike to me, so.
I mean, me too.
Look, my father is old-fashioned. But he is the best of all prospects to rule this nation. And with this Efreet, I understand about, he's likely the only one to be able to deal with this now. I hear the Star City to the north has fallen, that their mage has been undone, destroyed, perhaps.
Well, I'll tell you what. I think I speak for the group when I say this, and if I don't, any of them can feel free to tell me to shut the fuck up. But we basically serve the highest bidder, okay? And if you have material wealth greater than that of your father, I don't think any of us are not amenable to that. But how exactly do your interests not coincide with your father's? It seems like you're on the same page, but you have an antagonistic relationship. I'm slightly confused.
Look, our union will make my father's rule absolute. It's what he wants. However, I've seen how he looked at my bride on occasion. I want her to be intact for our wedding night, you see. And if you bring her to me, I can be sure of that.
Okay, well, if we bring her in the dark of night, I guess it's a bit of a prima nocturnal situation. we can maybe arrange that. I don't see why not, but what does your father expect to receive her first? I'm just trying to make sure we don't die. Do you understand?
The father actually never said where she had to be delivered, just that she be found.
Okay.
And that you bring back a body if she's not alive. Other than that, that's all you were told.
Okay.
Look, my father has access to more wealth than I. I can't outbid him, but I have access to power. His court jester, his trained mage. Small power compared to those that I serve, that I'm learning from.
So you're against the merchants, obviously. Are you aligned with a Thune cultist? Is that the power that you wield?
They were a gateway to the power. They know nothing.
Okay. So you're using them, but you're potentially allied with them?
I have no particular favoritism to them. They would not put me above my father, if that's what you're asking. No.
Okay. I'm getting a little bit of a lay of the land. Thank you for being so cooperative. It's refreshing, frankly.
If it gets my bride back, whatever need be.
You're not allied with the Jinn, are you? That's not
Is
the power
taking
you're
allies? It kind of slips out. Is he taking allies?
All right. Okay. So no.
I just learned about this Jinn today.
All right.
Yet to see how much power he has. Although there
Who
has
told
been...
you about this Jinn?
Well, I was overhearing the conversation.
All right. Okay. So you.
He points at the curtain he was standing behind, which
right, so
just
you heard
has
it
this
from
little
us.
alcove
Right,
behind
okay.
it.
Yeah, I'm just checking that there's not somebody else who has already been here in the Jinn and it's spreading
There's
that
been
knowledge
stories that
around.
have been filtering from the great city to the north that the city has been destroyed and that a Jinn was responsible. I can only expect it must be the same Jinn. It's not like there's many of them around.
Yeah, we were out of town for that thing.
Not us.
Yeah.
Not us. So it's agreed then. You will bring her to me, and in return, I'll give you access to powers.
I mean, I like power.
You're foreigners here. You're not from this region. I'm sure you would all perhaps like to go home or to a much nicer environment. I can send you back wherever you would like.
Can you send us somewhere with a lot of material wealth and really stupid people?
Well, my father has provided the material wealth. As far as stupid people, I find that they're everywhere.
I don't know, everybody. I think this guy aligns to our worldview. I'm pretty okay with this.
Yeah, let's do the job and see what we find. But otherwise, yeah, I don't see why I
Yes.
can't consider this.
Take the maces. I think you may find use of them as those merchants. Distasteful. Those merchants have access to some powers of their own, guardians of metal and bone, created works, creatures that are best put to rest with weapons like these.
Yeah. Don't you just hate it when people have to pay other people to do things for them? Those horrible merchants who do that sort of thing.
No. They create things and they wish to be paid for it. They should be given an homage to their king, the prince, their rightful rulers. Why should they profit off it?
I agree with you. I will say this. Do you happen to know where the lion's share of these merchants congregate?
Of course, they've taken the best spots near the Oasis to the north side. Find many of their tents there. Of course, the most opulent-looking tents. They're so brazen as to sell dates and foods to those here in the Oasis when such things can be had from any tree or for simply hunting. Yet they sell them. Astonishing, truly.
Okay.
Is there anything you haven't told us that you think may help us locate your bride?
I saw her in passing last night, and why I believe the Sand Voyagers Guild had something to do with it. She was speaking to one of the members in the hall. And then, this morning, gone.
Do you know the member?
They all look the same. Someone peddling some veil, some pretty thing for her wedding, I assume.
Okay. A little classist to say all merchants look the same, but, you know.
Do you know where that was happening? Can we go and investigate that area?
Yep. Yeah, so basically he saw her in... oops, I need to click on the right place. This hallway down here right before those stairs. The stairs go up.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not supposed to have seen her until our wedding night, of course. But I just happened to catch her in the hall and turned away quickly. So as not to invite bad luck to the wedding. But not before I saw that shifty salesman. No doubt upselling, too. I saw some rings on his finger he was trying to pot off. Maybe it was a she. It's hard to tell.
Okay.
So can we leave him now and talk amongst ourselves?
Does this creepy thing where he just kind of backs into the alcove and the curtain closes.
John loved it. So.
That's fantastic.
Okay, first thing, I think we should dump those maces because they're probably going to alert him or tell him or communicate whatever we do around
Patty will confirm that they are magic.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think I don't know, I'm just thinking they're a little too magic. The other thing...
If we have time, Grownwolf may be able to find out what they can do.
Yeah.
I'd be happy to be examining them while y'all are examining the hallway of the last known whereabouts, maybe.
Well, we can also... They should, maybe, I don't know, have a book of who comes in and who goes out. Right? We don't just let anybody wander around.
Most people can't read or write, so not really.
Okay.
Okay, well, there's that. And then I think we should go talk to servants rather than to the rich individuals. And let's find out, does he really love her? Does she really love him? You know,
It's an arranged marriage. Love does not
there's
come
stuff
into
that,
it.
like they say, the servants know stuff that everybody else, that no one else knows because people talk around them like they're not there.
Yeah,
So-
I think talking to servants is a smart idea. We can, even if nobody reads or writes, they might be able to recognize who came and when. That makes sense.
Yeah, she's got to have attendance, and there's got to be, pages and whatever. Yeah.
Does Grunwolf have the identify spell memorized?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, in which case, you can just do some research on the items. If you want to take a little bit of time and go over them, you can do that.
I'm happy to do that while everybody else plays detective for a bit. I'll detective the items.
Okay. You're not really.
Oh, really?
Oh,
It's actually kind of a nice thing that StreamYard keeps going, though. So all we have to do is vamp, and then our illustrious DM will be back.
There we go.
And like
There we
that.
go.
Speak of the devil, and he shall appear.
Don't like about
That's how you find him.
hitting that back button and getting
Getting
out of things. So I got to share the screen again. Give me a second.
Mm-hmm.
We're just talking about how much nicer this is. Instead of this was Zoom, it'd be like we were all dead.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yep. All right. So they haven't really given you a place in here to work out of, but Grunwolf, you find that this area right here is actually it's a walled in place that's got a curtain over it, but it's one of the poles that keep this thing because it's got a cloth roof over the top. So it's a quiet place that you can kind of set up, be left
Okay.
alone.
I'm walled in with my books then, and I'll take a look at these all.
Yep. Just make me an intelligence check. And,
Okay.
just leave it on the screen, and we will get back to you in a bit as to what that tells us. So, what do you guys want to do?
We're all old enough to know what Walden Books is. I used to work there in Hawaii during
Yeah, I
school.
used to manage one.
Nice.
it's probably an American thing.
Yeah,
Got no
they're
idea what
defunct
you're
now.
talking
They
about.
went out of business.
Little bookstores and
Had nothing to do with that. I didn't work corporate.
Well, let's go to the hallway where she was, just to make sure there's not like blood stains on the floor or anything to begin with.
Check for secret doors.
Well, I presume she lives somewhere in the palace as well. We'll have to check out her room for.
Yeah. I'm saying if someone was there, like where they could have grabbed her and then gone out a secret way.
Mhm.
So
I'm going to
this.
the captain of the garrison,
Okay.
the captain of the Pegasus Riders.
Mhm. All right, give me a second here.
Yeah.
H14.
I mean, you guys go ahead. I'll do my thing later.
We know what you're in for. You're trying to get a horse. We know.
Actually, with that, the corridor that he saw her last is actually right next to the stables. So H14 on the map there are the Pegasi stables.
Oh,
So yeah, it was right next to the stables.
I keep them in the palace.
Well, okay, when I say palace, it has walls, but this is really just a fancy tent. Like it has the big canvas top, and it's
Even so,
yeah.
it must stink.
Well, Pegasus.
Unless
magical
Pegasus
creature.
poop has
They
perfume or something. instead
fart
of-
for breeze, man. Come on.
Yeah, all right. Yeah. I mean, okay.
So what you're seeing when you round that corner there are stacks of hay, straw and hay, obviously imported because it certainly doesn't grow around here. Trough of water. You can hear the neighing of the Pegasi. Looking down this corridor here, you really don't see where unless there's something underground. You got the wall right. That's the wall to the outside. There's not really anywhere that there's another standing wall that could be a secret passage at all. So unless it's underground. But you guys, who's looking for a secret passage, roll a d6. Let me know what you get.
And what is the time frame? When's the marriage? Tomorrow, this evening, next week?
5 days or 5 moons.
Yeah, so 5 risings of the moon, so 5 days.
Okay.
There's a one.
Yep. Oh, got a one. I got a one.
2 ones.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what you find, as this is a sand floor in this area right here, someone had kicked sand over a bit of blood, and then some of the hay had been stacked on top of it. So that's what your one gets you. There is signs of some kind of struggle here.
Okay. No, I wasn't expecting that.
Well, that's what I was going to be looking for while they were looking for secret doors in the wall. But all right, if you've already found it.
So, what kind of blood is it? Is it human blood?
How would you know? Nope. You can't tell the difference between blood.
Well, you can tell the difference between animal blood and people blood.
Right, with various tests that we
Yes.
have invented with our sites. You can't test it by
Yeah.
looking.
It's red.
Okay.
I mean, there's the possibility that Pegasuses don't bleed red, so that is a thing to ask there.
So the little cubes that are labeled C and D are little stalls where there's meat hanging to dry. And the stall in G is there's just a bunch of cloth here, bolts of cloth, some really nice cloth, actually silk.
Are there any Pegasi around?
Yeah, inside the stables, which is H14 up there.
Okay.
All right, if somebody cleaned this area up and it was legitimate, one of the servants will know about it. If nobody claims to know about it, then we've got our first clue, so to speak, that something happened here.
I want to go talk to the Pegasi.
Oh, I also want to. My description of this place may not have been that great. This is more of a compound, right? So, like, these are buildings within the walled structure. So, H17 here, where he was holding court, he was kind of out in the open, but all these other places with walls are like separate buildings inside.
Okay, so from what you said, I'm picturing all of this as a huge tent.
Yep.
With little rooms separating them.
It just happens to have stone walls instead of cloth walls, but it is a huge tent.
Okay, so the walls are stone, but the tops are okay.
Yeah, cloth.
So like Barnum and Bailey circus tent.
Yes.
All right, good. Okay, I got that.
Give me 1 second, guys. Pooch is giving me the, if you don't let me outside, I'm going to poop on your floor. Be right back.
I know those feels.
Come on, bud.
That's actually what I'm doing right now. I just shit in my office like 2 seconds ago.
Yeah, like just clean it up later. I mean, why go through the effort of leaving the room?
Exactly. It's good that you're trying to be immersive and get the smells of the Pegasus around for us.
Yeah,
Plus
I mean,
you got it out of the way before you went to bed, because what happened in bed that doesn't. Be ever heard,
Sorry about that. We are to the point now where the puppers knows that it's a bad thing to do his business inside, and so he whines at the door.
That's good.
Yeah.
Mine just wakes me up.
Yeah, he does that too.
My dog is more regular than anybody in my life. She gets me up every morning at 6:30 to go outside.
Yeah, 26 to 6:30 for mine.
My dog hates me because I don't generally get to bed until 3 or 4 in the morning. He's just like loopy, like, come to bed already. Come on.
I'm more responsible than you, please.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, he is. All right. So there you go. What else did you want to do or look at? Grown Wolf, what did you end up rolling on the intelligence checks?
So I rolled the lowest success possible.
All right. So they've got just a minor enchantment on it. Just for bookkeeping purposes, their mace is +1, but +3 versus constructs.
Okay.
No other magic on them that you could detect.
Okay. Cool. I let everybody know that the next time I'm with everybody then.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'd like to go talk to the Pegasi.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's an open stall. You can just push the doors open. There is a young boy that's kind of sweeping up, muttering to himself, and he's putting basically hanging grain buckets on the inside of each stall. You notice that his left hand is heavily wrapped in a bandage.
Yeah. So I inquire about him.
You kind of spook him as you come in. He's like, "Ah!" He drops everything and he turns around and he makes the mistake of looking you in the eye, which as a servant you're thinking is a bad thing. He immediately drops down, face to the ground. He's like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
What is your name?
Kimball.
Kimball.
Why are your toes white? He looks up. What are you?
Are we dressed now by now?
Yeah, yes.
Okay. So
Entirely different scene. I think my balls just dropped.
So Kimball, you're a sturdy young 15-year-old.
How do you feel about wearing dwarven armor and joining us in battle?
Now, this kid's maybe like 12, if that. He's very diminutive as well. Like, he doesn't look like he eats well.
What happened to your arm?
I cut it last night, sir, ma'am. What are you? White devil.
How did you do that?
I was cleaning the hooves. And I slipped. I cut my hand.
Where? Show me.
He's looking guilty. I cleaned it up as best I could. He points to the spot. He points to the spot where the blood was dropped.
Are you the only one here?
You're surrounded by people. They're everywhere.
Are you the only one who works here?
No. There are others. This is just my time to take care of the horses.
Right now, are you the only one who works here that is present here?
Yes, just me. No one else.
Okay. I want you to go outside, and I want you to stay there. Do not come back in until I summon you.
I can't do that. You're not the boss of me. Strange foreign person.
Are we nearby?
Yeah.
I imagine so.
Show him the necklace.
Uh,
The torque.
I show him the torque.
It's like, oh, are you here about the ghost man? Oh, wait, you said to go outside.
What ghost man?
And so while everyone's talking, I want to take a look.
You can wander around. Yeah. Actually, the kid runs right into you as he's trying to go outside and follow the person who just directed him outside. He's like, poof. Another strange person with weird ears. You smell.
I'm going to use power word command and just say obey.
He sits down. Stunned that he's doing so.
Okay. And then I'm going to just point to the rest of the group and be like, continue questioning, and then continue looking around.
That's it. Just embrace your role as evil.
Exactly. I'm going for it.
Just own it.
Yep.
Yeah, well, he's kind of magic to do what you want. Actually, here, hold on. I think he gets a save.
Right.
No.
Okay. Good.
Yeah. Well, ask your questions.
Well, what's Talina doing, first of all?
Well, I was going to go talk to the horse, but since this turned into something lucrative, I'll turn and we can ask him a few questions. Anybody have any questions? He mentioned a ghost. I'm like, what ghost are you? Who is this ghost you speak of?
Ghost man is talking to the princess last night.
He looked like a ghost, or he was a ghost?
He was like smoke and air.
He was made of smoke and air?
When he was done talking, he went up through the roof like smoke and air.
And when he was talking, was he a normal man?
I don't know. I saw the end of a conversation, and then he was smoke and air and going away.
Okay, what were the last words you heard him say?
Come.
Did the potential princess look scared or agitated by this man?
I'm I guess I have to. I didn't actually see her. I just heard her voice. It was dark. I wasn't supposed to be here. I had overslept in the hay.
So does your spell command allow his brain to remember things even though he may not?
I don't think so. So because it's one word, he just has to obey what we say more than like anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Suggestion is the one you probably want.
Yeah.
Did you get a look at them before they became smoke and air?
No. Also, weird man. I heard talking. I heard it say, "Come," and I saw smoke in air going up.
Do you think if you were to hear this person's voice again, you'd be able to identify it?
Oh, absolutely. It was really creepy.
Score.
Deep?
Deep and rumbled like thunder.
Did it sound like the booming voice that you heard earlier after the attack on the Oasis?
What attack? Oh my gosh, my dad was in that. Is he dead?
Unless your dad was a woman with a spear, I don't think so.
Mama.
In that case, you might be half an orphan.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't know what you're talking about.
Have you ever heard the Sheikh speak?
Yes, of course.
Did it sound like the Sheikh when the Sheikh amplifies his voice?
No, it wasn't even loud. It just felt like thunder, but it wasn't loud.
Okay.
I don't know why, but I suddenly want to ask for a treat.
Hop on one leg, I tell him.
I get a bad knee. This really hurts.
Use the other leg.
Okay, so I guess I want to go talk to the Pegasus.
Right. Yeah.
Well, if Talina's like moving on with the party, I'll release this poor fucking kid of his servitude. I'm not that much of a bastard.
Yeah, so he runs out to do what Talina asked him to do because, she's speaking with the authority of the Sheikh. So I'm supposed to go outside and stay out here until I might be out here a long time. I haven't eaten in days.
Bert, do you remember the poor fucking horse that Jen sent on its doom?
Yes.
Yeah. I picture this kid in a similar scenario.
All right, you go to the Pegasi. You're going to cast Speak with Animal or something like that.
Yeah.
All right. So if I remember right, it allows you to communicate with, but they're not going to know any more than the animal would know. So like they don't get any particular kind of insight. They just know what the animal would know.
Right.
Okay. What do you want to ask them? First thing they tell you before you even open your mouth is, why do they keep feeding us the same shit over and over and over?
Well, what's the intelligence of the Pegasi?
Actually, they're highly intelligent.
Yeah. So do they have their own language?
No.
So if they're highly intelligent, then I can try to get more of a conversation going out of them, right?
Yep. But they still only know what they know. Like it doesn't impart upon them any magical ability to recall or understand. So they're going to understand as a smart horse would understand.
Okay. So I ask if the princess ever, if the prince or the princess ever ride.
Yes. To both.
Both of them or just one?
Both.
Was the princess here last night?
Yes.
Did anyone come here to meet her or surprise her?
They don't know. You will know that she sneaks in and feeds them sugar cubes.
Oh. Does the princess, do you think the princess likes the prince or
No.
no?
No. That's pretty quick.
Does he care for her at all?
They don't understand that.
Does he like her?
No.
Does she like someone else?
They don't know.
So she never talks to you about her love?
No.
Okay.
Shortcut just a little bit, considering we're coming up on time. They will let you know that, one, she's not supposed to ride or know how to, but she does, and she's an expert rider. They enjoy having her as a rider.
Does she go to a secret place that she does
Yes.
tell them?
Yes.
Where's that?
They could take you, but they couldn't tell you.
All right. Okay. Well, thank you, and we'll talk soon. And
Bring us better food.
I will bring sugar cubes.
All right.
All right.
Okay. After interrogating the horses. Right. So the horses were not aware of her having a meeting that night, just that she was there, fed them sugar cubes. That's all they're aware of.
There's a place that she likes to go.
She flies, but they also know that she's not supposed to. Like,
And
so
she
when
has
she
a
does it,
secret
she
place.
sneaks it. Yeah.
Okay.
Are we around while Talina is talking with the Pegasus?
Sure. Yeah.
I'd like to whisper to Talina. Do you think you could ask the Pegasus to do an aerial search and see if they see the princess?
If we fly, can you? Out of character, are these horses allowed to fly outside on their own, or are they mounts?
No, they're mounts, so someone has to take them. Yeah.
Okay. But if they do, I ask them, if you were taking outside here and to fly around, would you recognize the princess by sight or scent?
If she were close enough. They don't actually have great eyesight.
Okay.
So the answer of that particular Pegasus is potentially nay.
No, if she's close enough, they would know her by smell and by sight, but their sight isn't any better than human sight.
Okay.
So.
Can't see from things
They're-
up.
Yeah, because they're not, horses are not carnivores. They're
prey animals, so they should have better sight.
Well, that's just it, though. But flying Pegasus don't have to swoop down and take prey, so they're really not
They're not going to
designed
be
for it.
looking down. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, there we go. So we're at time. This is, in fact, a whodunit sort of mystery to get it started off with. You got three possible. Yeah, you've got three possible contingencies that may or may not want her to marry for whatever reason, and you've got a loose djinn that has something going on. Wonder who got the djinn loose. So going back on what I said at the first adventure, when I said that I don't think that they intended for the players to release the djinn. Obviously they did, because that's how the second one starts, and I forgot. I completely forgot. They're like, oh yeah, obviously your players let the evil djinn out.
What happens if they don't? Someone else does, I guess.
Yeah, the next party that goes through. All right.
Okay.
Well, here's where we do our fancy exit, Richard. So what's going on with your stream? You have streamed recently.
I have not streamed recently, but if you wait about an hour, I will actually be streaming something. Won't that be fun? Yes. why not? You can watch me stream things here on Twitch at LMTDTMFFR, or say it with me now.
Limited time offer.
No vowels.
You're all excellent.
Yes. Barbershop quartet, we are not. Yeah.
Speak for yourself. The voice of an
Brendan,
angel.
tell us where your shop is, man. And what's the name?
Yeah.
Have you got your name out yet?
So we do. I'm opening a tabletop gaming cafe with my friends and partner in Butler, Pennsylvania, named Your Parents' Basement. So come game at your parents' basement soon. If you haven't already in the past. This is all very confusing. It's a perfect name.
If your parents' basement were in Butler, Pennsylvania, you should come and game at your parents' basement.
Absolutely.
My parents-
Not to be confused with your parents' sex dungeon, which is next door.
No, that's the business will operate if this one goes gangbusters.
Right. So Jeff has received the standard and premium paperbacks of Dicey Tales. Still waiting on the hardbacks to find out how they look before the Kickstarter goes off. But this will show that the product is done and orderable once we get it all in. Yeah. So I guess, Jeff, we don't even know when you're going to get them, so we can't really give a date yet for it.
Yeah, still waiting, but. I mean, from my eyes and from just the average people in the family and friends at work and stuff, they're beautiful. So, I enjoy them. I think they're great.
So, not something to wipe your butt with, like the scrolls in Tristan's bag.
I like the scrolls.
No, they're good stuff. Oak, you having a game right after this one?
Yep, probably about 30, 45 minutes after this, we'll be playing some Homebrew 5e. And then Friday nights, Saturday nights at midnight, play some more 5e, with Saturday night being my Grimdark homebrew. And I think that's it at the moment. Anybody wants to check out my YouTube page, I'd be very appreciative of any follows or subs or whatever they have over there.
Good stuff. And Bill, our nearly quiet dwarf tonight. I mean, not a single pun out of you, man. Slain.
I was just getting out of the way for a friend in there.
All right. So what you got going on? Anything to do with the frogs lately?
Well, I'm running Lost City of Baracus. I believe we have another session tomorrow. I'm going to be running parts of the Splinters of Faith campaign that they've got going on, and I'm here on Tuesdays and Fridays.
Nice. Speaking of here, you're at twitch.tv/Steam, Steal, and Murder. And right now, streaming across the bottom of your screen is our Discord channel and Blue Magic, BLUMAGIK.com. That's got all of our links to the podcast, to the YouTube channel, to Discord, to everything else. All the links are there. And as Oak said, yes, please go to YouTube and follow and subscribe there. All of the backup videos end up there because, Twitch only keeps so long backed up. So they all end up on YouTube. Channel can definitely use some love. If I hit 100, I think something happens. I mean, I think fairy dust appears on the screen or something. Something like that. Maybe it's 200. I'm not sure what.
They don't give a shit about you until 1,000. Then you can make money.
But I think at 100 or 200, you get an actual link instead of just the garbly-goop link.
Ooh.
Oh.
Yeah. Like you get an actual real link to your thing.
Nice.
Which would be nice. We're almost at 100 now, so that would be cool. But do check out the podcast link again, Blue Magic, BLUMAGIK.com. Over 13 years of RPG goodness on there, as well as all the links to our social sites. Guys, the next game is this Friday, this Friday. I think Bill is actually running something for us. Are we using the Sword and Wizardry? What's going on with that?
No, we're using the old school Essentials rule set from Ground.
Nice.
Yep, it's going to be a little palate cleanser from our regular BX game while I run up the plot line for the next story. And then this Sunday is going to be some Shadowrun using the Champions or Heroes system. New story arc in that one as well. No Goodman games this Saturday, so nothing going on this Saturday. Soon, when Jeff's Kickstarter goes live, I will recruit a bunch of poor people to run through a story arc of Dicey Tales Volume 2. Very pulp adventure game. Should be a lot of fun, and we'll do that in support of the Kickstarter that goes off. So check back with that. Thanks everybody for watching. Thanks everybody for playing. Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye,
Bye,
everybody.
everybody.
Everybody.